Hi, I'm Cody George, and I'm an apprentice technician at Mickey's Car Yard in Cockeysville. I've always liked fixing little things. I don't have anything in particular. My dad didn't work on his car too much, but I just remember being there with my grandfather when he's working on his car and just helping him with brakes and stuff. Nothing too crazy, oil changes, simple stuff like that, and it just sparked the interest. Every time I could work on my own car, I definitely work on my own car. I like doing all the little stuff, working on four-wheelers and lawnmowers and all the other little things I could get my hands on. So I got into the industry by, I was at a graduation party for my stepbrother, and I was talking to Mickey about getting into a new career. I knew he had a shop, so I was asking if he had any spots open. He told me he was looking to get an apprentice in, so I agreed to become an apprentice and get under his wing. He has 35 years of experience. He knows so much of what he's talking about, and he's so good at working on cars. So I just thought it was a really good opportunity to get in with someone that knows what they're doing. I started the school about 6 months after being in the field. So it helped because I got to touch some stuff and get a little bit of base knowledge before I got into school too. So it helped get into that, but it was 6 months about before I got in. First impression of the school program, I loved it. I loved getting in. I like seeing all the different portions of the vehicles that they have broken down. So they have engine cutouts, they have transmission cutouts, they have HVAC system cutouts, they have all the different systems broken down where you can really look into them and learn. And I think it's very helpful in understanding how each piece works of the vehicle. School definitely helps build up a lot of the basics for what you need to know. There's a lot on the vehicles, on each vehicle, but the school gives you the great foundation. They give you all the book knowledge, so it just helps with more of getting your ASEs and continuing to grow in the field. So when they're helping you break down everything and you see it in person, it just makes it a lot more, a little both. I mean, you got to get into the field and show that you know what you're doing. You can't just jump in and start doing everything. But I get slow brake job here. I get different things, just different tie rods and all that, adjusting them and fixing them, not just for alignments, just taking them on and off, just little things here and there. Water pumps, I'm starting to get to do water pumps and all that. So just a little bit at a time, but it's to build me in to make sure I'm knowing what I'm doing. So balancing the two, it's just going. I just see it as rolling with the punches. You just got to go with it. So once you're learning, you get into the field every day for 8 hours. You get to touch the cars, and then I'm the night class, so I get to go to class in the evening and basically touch up on what I'm doing in the shop. So it helps out a lot when I get to be here all day, see that in person, and then go to school and hear about it broken down from how the book works. Biggest positive is how much you can take this field and run with it. There's so many different alternate routes you can go into for not even auto mechanic. Once I get this base, engines are essentially the same in how they function and everything, so I can go into a different career field with the same knowledge that I get from everything I learn here. The biggest surprise I got was how much there was to do on the vehicles. I didn't know there was so much involved. Between the nuts, bolts, all the different brackets and all the pieces of the vehicle you have, I didn't know there was so much entailed to everything being connected for when you're dismantling different pieces. Biggest surprise, the expenses of tools and how much you have to put into the career. It was definitely shocking for learning how expensive tools can get and how they become. So you have to have them for the job. If you don't have them, you can't get the job done. So example, HVAC. I had a hard time understanding HVAC once I got into school and I learned how the process is working and the circulation goes. I understood a lot more for when I was looking at HVAC jobs and what was going on with the situation. He's a good guy. He's a nice guy. Get him talking, he just keeps going. First time he called me, he had me in the back room for about 2.5 hours on the phone. Before becoming an automotive apprentice, I was retail management. So I would lead a front end of people for the cashier and checkouts and run the front end. At one point, I was a store manager for Dollar Tree, helping run their stores. But I just wanted to do something different, a little more different every day. So I got into automobiles. So here I'm working in cars.